Hey, good day to you. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Hope you're having a very blessed and a very happy Sunday out there. We do have big information as far as this Gulf storm that we've been following ever since May 12th. And if you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown to Saturday from sundown. That's when I take my Sabbath. But we've been following these storms for almost a month. It's been ever since May 12th. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. We like to stay ahead of the tropics over here. I'm going to show you all the updated information so you know exactly what's going on out there and what you can expect. Remember, I do edit these for your time. That way it don't take much of your time. I try and make it as short as possible, but it is information that you need to know. But the links are in the description. That way you can go to a certain section if you just came to see one thing. Now we do have this upper level low, this surface low pressure that is in the south now. It's been the trending pattern for a while. It will ramp up some storms in the south and southeast, and there is some rainfall, heavy rainfall expected for that. And I do have that for you as well. And I know y'all been following with me ever since May 12th. All this energy that's coming across the Caribbean that's going to get into our Gulf. So let me know in the comments, do you think this energy is going to go either east or west as soon as it comes to this Gulf? Because it's coming, guys. And I have read all y'all comments. As y'all know, I do read every single one. And a few of y'all out there just do not believe. And do me a favor, that I understand that. I respect your opinion. But share this video. Help me warn others of what this is coming. Because we do have this energy coming. Let them make the decision for themselves. The best thing we can do is alert as many people as possible. If you don't use social media, the best way to help, hit that like button. Help me alert others. Now let's get into the forecast and the information I have for you. That way you can see what's going on. One last thing, make sure you get supplies, guys. Anybody in these Gulf states, if this storm comes north in Florida, the trend has been north then northwest. So if it comes north in Florida and then go north towards Tennessee, Georgia and all that, or it could go towards Louisiana and then head west towards Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, even Mississippi, you're better off having supplies. You'll be better off having batteries, plywood, a generator, even gas. You'd be better off with supplies than without. Because if this don't come to you now, this is going to be an active hurricane season. Sooner or later, you will be using it. But just think, if you don't get supplies now, the prices, this country does, as soon as you need it, the prices skyrocket. So as soon as you're going to need batteries, the prices are either going to skyrocket or they're going to be out. Please get supplies. Now the information I have for you today, the two videos on the top left. The very top left shows you the possibilities for millibars and what tracks cyclones can come within the next 2 weeks. And it's still showing even closer now. I'm showing it within about 4 days, guys. This thing is going to appear. But it shows as this system gets towards the Western Caribbean and into the Gulf that it even intensifies. And that's been trending for a long time. I'm going to show you that it's going to go towards Florida today. But as you know, these models will change, and these models have been trending more north and northwest. So Florida, Louisiana, and Texas, all Gulf states, should be on alert for this thunderstorms, this convective system that is coming to the Western Caribbean. It will be a tropical storm and then intensify into the Gulf. As well as the one that's right above my head. That is your precipitable water. That's a P-watt anomaly. This shows you all the available precipitation that's going to come in that area and what could possibly happen. And you can see the size of this storm as is playing out in this model guidance here. Now real quick before I get to that, because you know what, we are covering a country, I don't want to just talk about just the hurricane. I wanted to let you know what you're dealing with for today and tomorrow. Now at the 850 millibar level, you do have a cooler section up aloft in these storms as this upper level low moves to the central U.S. to the Ohio Valley, and eventually it'll go to the northeast. And you are getting some colder temperatures in the northwest. But your highs today will be very warm. You'll be in the 50s in the northwest as far as Washington goes, but you got 80s and 90s trending all the way from the southeast, the northeast, even to deep south to the southwest. You have 80s and 90s everywhere except for this one section where that colder air is aloft. So in the south you will be warmer feeling, like in the 60s and 70s. Especially for Alabama. Even though you got some rain that is coming, the temperatures won't be that bad. It shouldn't be that humid or sticky. It actually should be comfortable. But here's your cold section here up aloft where it is bringing a little bit cooler temperatures down on ground. So it will make you feel a little better. You won't be getting all these 80s all around you. You will be in the 60s and 70s. And these 90s will trend into the northeast. It'll only be in certain sections. You still have 80s and high 70s in the intercoastal states, but you can see the 90s going for Virginia, for Delaware, Maryland, even central New Jersey. In southern and northern, it'd be high and low on the edge. But central New Jersey definitely shows that there will be some heat today. So you will be hotter than the rest of New Jersey. Long Island in the 80s, Connecticut in the 90s, Massachusetts in the 90s. And tomorrow, at least for the south, that heat will come back because this system is moving to the Ohio Valley. So the colder air will be in the Ohio Valley by tomorrow. And then you're going to be in the 90s in Texas, even up to 98, 99 possible. 90s in the southeast, and you're still going to be in 90s in the extreme northeast, but now it's going to calm down, at least for the New England states. But the 80s will come back into the deep south, and the 60s and 70s will be over Ohio Valley. Everybody's going to cool down a little bit while this does move to the northeast. But this cooler pocket air is only going to be on the inner coastal of the northeast. You will have some possible high 60s for western Pennsylvania, but it will be 60s and 70s for the intercoastal. However, the outer edge will still be in the 80s, even still the 90s, especially for northern New Jersey. New Jersey and especially central New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, even New Hampshire. Y'all still going to be in the 90s. As far as your update for the cyclone formation on the eastern Pacific, you have a new disturbance that has 30% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. As a matter of fact, this is going to be one of the catalysts that's going to be spinning around because there's going to be multiple vorticities in the Western Caribbean over here by the Eastern Pacific as well. So this is going to dance around, and this is going to be part of our problem that's coming. And the disturbance one is only at 90%. It will grow into something, but I'm showing it will die down very quickly. So Hawaii, you don't have anything to worry about as far as this. And as of your 8 a.m. Update with NOAA, they're still not showing anything expected. But I guarantee you, about either later this afternoon or by tomorrow, they're going to be putting a yellow swirl around here that's going to give you a chance for formation. You might even go straight to red. We will see. But I guarantee you they're going to be updating that real soon. And for those that are wondering, yes, our Gulf, our Caribbean, everything is 80 degrees. Everything is ready. Even by the continental shelf, it is not 76 or 79 no more. Everything is 80 degrees. And where this is headed is very warm. It's 84 degrees. So it is a very warm section that it's about to get into and intensify before it goes whichever way. Now, when you go to the Climate Prediction Center and see exactly what your hazards are from week to week, they're still showing all the way to June 5th that we have heavy precipitation for Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, western Mississippi. And from week 2 for June 9th to June 15th, there will be a tropical cyclone formation right here in the Western Caribbean. So be aware if you need a time span from June 9th to June 15th, because June 9th, it starts down here by Central America and gets a lot of vorticity and makes its way over. I'll show you. And so you can see that red means tropical cyclone formation. So that's expected. And when we check and see what our potential velocity anomalies could be, where we get strong convective activity and some strong systems, you do see right here in between 120W and 60W, that is our Caribbean and our Gulf of Mexico, that not only do we get a system soon around the 7th and 8th that gets very strong towards the southeast, we also grow a very big potential that will start sometime around the 15th, grow into very strong potential with another strong potential right behind it, and another one coming at the end of June, somewhere around the MDR. And as we notice, right around Wednesday, guys, this is literally days away, that we do get a surface low pressure right around Central America, and it does work its way towards the Caribbean, and it does grow bigger and bigger and keep going Western Caribbean. And that's the same setup that we have seen on May 12th. When we first checked this out, it showed all this energy coming to the Western Caribbean. And by the time you get to Monday on the 14th, and it does get a center of location, it actually gets a closed low at that point, and it becomes stronger at that point. It's still a tropical storm here. This is by the 15th. It just twirls around for a while and strengthens. By the time it goes to the 16th, that's when it does some major possibilities. And the trend is that it will go north to a northwest. But there is some that shows an eastern push first. So it could be an eastern push, then a western push. So everybody in the Gulf really needs to be aware of what this is going to do. But so far, this is what we have for this morning. It gets down to 969 by the 16th. Keeps headed towards Tampa, Florida. It weakens for a second, strengthens again back to 969 before it comes on land, 971. And on the 21st, we have another one that's coming down across South America. This is where the other one came from. The energy came from South America on up into our Caribbean. But it is going down into by Central America, and it is doing the exact same thing that we're seeing now from this one. You can see it does get a closed low on it as it does head into the Gulf of Mexico. It strengthens and weakens, but then it goes towards Florida as of at least what we have for today. But it does tighten up and go straight over Florida. Before the system even gets close, you're going to be having storms brew up all over Florida from the rain bands from this thing spinning around into the Gulf, and it will affect a lot of people all the way to Georgia, South Carolina, even Alabama will feel these winds and all this precipitation and rain that is coming with it. South Carolina, North Carolina start to die off a little bit as it goes towards the Ohio Valley and heads out the northeast. Now this system in the eastern Caribbean is trying to strengthen up, and as it's coming through the Caribbean, this energy is getting choked by the dust. So the energy will come from right below Central America, eastern of the Pacific, and it will be able to breathe at this point. And then when it gets to the Western Caribbean, it won't be choked out so much by the dust, and it will be able to grow. But you can see as we go through today, Monday, and Tuesday that we do have this dust that is flying through, and it is a little heavy at times. But as we get towards the end, none of it reaches over here in the Western Caribbean. It's not making it that far. It clears out, matter of fact, of any dust that we may have. And the heaviness will be passing through Central America. As soon as this passes by, that surface low pressure is going to form. And here's a shot on the 9th, so you can see the vorticity has started already while it forms in Central America. And it does strengthen as it heads its way towards the Gulf. Now this right here on the left, right on Eastern Pacific, this is a 30% chance that disturbance that's going to form up in the Eastern Pacific. And this plays a part because these energies twirl around each other for quite some time and form up as one big energy that goes into the Western Caribbean. And you can see that happen if you keep watching it. Gets a lot of vorticity in both of them, then bam, it moves over right there, forms together, becomes one strong system in the Western Caribbean, and it does strengthen. At this point, it's a tropical storm, but it's about to strengthen to hurricane status. So here it is once again on the 15th, coming in the Gulf of Mexico. It does whip another vorticity right here off the west coast of Florida. I want you to be aware of this because there is a chance, according to this model guidance run, that this could whip off another pressure system with a surface low, a closed low, and some vorticity could happen, and that could go towards Louisiana, either a weak tropical storm or just a possible strong tropical storm as that flings towards Louisiana, and then as this flings towards Florida. So there's multiple anomalies. I'm still showing there's still a chance for double cyclones in the Gulf of Mexico. Another one forming up in the Eastern Pacific at that time by the 18th, and it could get into Western Gulf of Mexico. So we'll see what that happens. It's still a little too far for that. Here's a closer shot, so you can see it happening on the 15th as it goes into the 16th into the Gulf of Mexico. It does strengthen. You do see another vorticity anomaly swing around the Gulf of Mexico. It could be doing a Fujiwara effect. We got to stay on top of that and watch out. If you don't know, that's when they swing around each other, and it could eventually become one. Matter of fact, I talked to a good friend of mine, and I was told that this could be a possible 2 hurricanes going into 1. So we got to wait and see and get updates, but this system is coming with a lot of strength. And as we look at the wind gusts to see what the potential power is coming out of this storm, you will see that it does get very fast. It gets up to 105 is what I saw earlier, maybe 106. Well, these are all 80 and 90 miles per hour wind gusts. This thing is a beast, and it's not giving in to anything. There it is right there, right around the 16th as it comes towards Florida. Big anomaly, bringing lots of wind, and this is all 60s. You got 80, 90 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour wind gusts still offshore as this comes on to Florida. And so far it's bringing 70, 80 miles per hour wind gusts, maybe almost 90 as it comes on. A lot of the strength will stay into the Atlantic Ocean as the surface low pressure moves over Georgia, South Carolina, and rips up. But it will be bringing 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts for y'all as well. It's just the heaviness so far will be east side loaded with the heaviness, and that would be into the Atlantic Ocean. But it is north side loaded as well, so north of this system we'll be seeing winds and rain. So let's take another shot at the wind gusts, guys, and this is at 8 a.m. on June 16th. Is at its strongest that I've found so far. 106 miles per hour wind gusts circling this thing as it comes towards Cape Coral, Sarasota, and Tampa. And y'all will be getting 70 miles per hour wind gusts with 80 and 90 right on the edge of land. And as a matter of fact, I'm showing some spots does have 80 and 90, especially Tampa. I'm still showing 90 miles per hour wind gusts for you as this comes across. It will affect Orlando, Daytona Beach, Gainesville with up to 80 miles per hour wind gusts. So you got to watch out for that. Going across Jacksonville by 8 a.m. on the 17th. So this is 24 hours as it comes on. And then most of the power would be offshore at that point. There'll still be some damaging winds in the north of it. But that so far is what we have. And so people in the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast can see as this comes on land so far, it will head north. It will affect South Carolina, Georgia, even North Carolina with some heavy winds and wind gusts, but it will dissipate when it gets to Ohio Valley and head out. Now you can see here the storms that will brew up with this system as it comes. It will be very heavy north and especially east side loaded. All these storms will be coming to y'all by the 15th before 7 a.m. before this even gets into the Gulf. Y'all gonna be feeling the storms and the heavy rainfall in Florida and the Bahamas as this comes by. And then as it gets on land with all the storms, it just shreds up the southeast. And if you look at your P-water anomaly, your precipitable water, you can see that by Monday, by the 14th, that you actually start to get a lot of moisture into that area and it starts growing very intensely. Then the heaviness comes with the storms by the 15th as this system starts strengthening right back in the Yucatan. Now, so far it's showing an eastern push. I will update y'all. Y'all know I will. But it's bringing a lot of heavy rain with this as this comes across and some more energy going across the western Gulf after that one. Here's a look so you can see the composite of it. It does have a closed low to it as it comes across the eastern Gulf of Mexico. It does bring a lot of storms in the rain bands as it brings by, but central to southern Florida looks like it does get pretty bad. Northern Florida gets it as well, but this thing is bringing a lot of thunderstorms with it. And so far Florida, I'm showing that the heaviness will be right next to Sarasota with over 10 inches. Tampa's over 7 inches. Daytona, Orlando, Gainesville, Jacksonville, all 7 inches. Everybody's getting heavy rainfall out of this. With a possibility for Georgia, Albany, Statesboro, 4 to 7 inches. Savannah, Augusta, even Columbia, South Carolina, 7 inches. And right south and west of you could be a possible 10 inches, with Greenville getting over 2. Charleston, 6. Myrtle Beach, 5. Florence, 5. Atlanta, 4 inches. This is going to be a lot of heavy rainfall if this anomaly plays out. Then as it goes across, it gets into the Gulf, and then from this we really don't know what's going on. A lot of model guidance is showing that it's going to Florida, but a lot of the ensembles is showing that this chance could be towards Louisiana or Texas, right into the center of the Gulf of Mexico as it winds up again and figures out which way it's going to go. The model guidance saying it could be strong towards Louisiana, as you see right here, of a 950, which would be catastrophic, or it could be going towards Texas and figure out where it wants to go from there. But if it goes towards Texas, it shows that it could be on a weakening phase, so that's good to know in case that possibility does happen. However, the one that shows that it goes towards Louisiana shows it stays strong to a 950, at least a 960 millibar pressure system on land. Here's another quick shot so you can see what it looks like, and it does trend more north and northwest with these systems rather than it does over Florida. So I just want to make that point clear that it's not definitely over Florida. That's why I said Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, even Oklahoma. Y'all need to watch out for what this energy is going to do, because I'm showing all three possibilities. Now let me show you what I found in the perturbed members. The perturbed members shows you everything that could happen at that time with the way the troposphere and all the weather is way up aloft and what could appear in that time in that section. And you can see right here that it does form up real big in the Western Caribbean. It gets huge into the central of Gulf of Mexico. and it gets way strong, and then it just grows and heads north, right towards Mississippi, right towards Louisiana, Alabama. They all get affected as it spreads out into a big little beast on land. Another possibility, it could go over the Yucatan Peninsula and have a weakening phase because of that. But once it gets into the western Gulf of Mexico, that it will strengthen up into the center of the Gulf of Mexico, just like the trends were showing. But then it can go towards Louisiana and push west. And that would take it right towards Texas as a strong system. Matter of fact, when I check it to see if there's even a possibility of a tropical storm to come into our Gulf, you can see that right when we get to 6 and 7 days out, the possibilities grow for Western Caribbean to get a tropical storm, and it does go towards our Gulf, and it does get within 10 days a possibility in the Gulf going towards Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama right here, even a chance to go towards Texas possibility. It'll be southern, but the chances grow from 5 to 10 days out that a tropical storm will be at least in our Gulf. Now, it is trending heavily in these members as far as where this is go. So I'm going to show you the other chances of where this is going to go. I don't want to just show you one or two because we actually have 31 perturbed members that we can look at. There's 31 possibilities. And it's actually trending 25 out of 31 times that is going to the Western Caribbean into the Gulf. But from there, whether it goes to Louisiana or Texas, that's a different story. And you can see in this one right here that it does form up right to the Western Caribbean. It goes into our Gulf of Mexico, and it does go towards Florida as a strong system. And then it goes right up Florida and crosses into the Atlantic Ocean towards South Carolina. Now, that's been trending as well that could happen. As a matter of fact, we're looking at that scenario now. But we also have this one here that shows it goes into the Western Caribbean, gets into the Gulf of Mexico, and then it strengthens considerably and then shoots straight for Alabama, Mississippi, Panhandle of Florida, and curves through the southeast. And we have this one here also, and it goes straight towards the Gulf of Mexico, and it again heads towards Florida, but then you'll see that it does a little curve right before Florida. It does a little curve effect and goes towards Alabama, Georgia, and then up towards Tennessee. This is trending in almost all the members that this is coming to our Gulf, and it will be a problem. It will either come sooner or later. It's trending. Matter of fact, if you go to Tropical Tidbits, you look at the CMC model. Now, the CMC model shows that it actually goes into the Gulf of Mexico, it strengthens some, and it heads towards Louisiana. And that's according to that model. So different model guidance is showing different impacts, different places. Matter of fact, the NAM3K, which shows you within just the next 60 hours, 2.5 days, shows that there's a very heavy spot for Texas, Oklahoma, southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and southern Alabama. And so far, it's showing it could be Paris. Texas could get 12 inches with 14 inches right below it. So that's a pretty hot spot for rainfall for the next 60 hours. You might want to watch out for. Even Dallas, over an inch. Lake Charles, over an inch. Baton Rouge, over 2 inches with 8 inches east of you. New Orleans, same thing, 2 inches with 5 to 6 inches southeast of you. Slidell, over an inch. West Gulfport, Mississippi, over 5 inches. Hattiesburg, Mississippi, over 5 inches. And this heavy precipitation will go all the way into Alabama. It's even showing Montgomery with over 4 inches. So y'all need to be aware, especially above Mobile. You got a hot spot of 10 inches right above you. So that could shift also, so that could be a problem. Now, this is 60 hours of NAM3K, so you can see the storms that is coming to the south and the southeast, as well as the rest of the country. It's just the worst of it is going to be in the south and the southeast. Do me a favor, guys. Even if you don't use social media, hit that like button. Because if you hit that like button, it lets YouTube know that you suggested, and YouTube will do it for you. It will let other people know. We need to alert as many as possible that this system is coming. There is some non-believers out there that don't believe this is happening. Guys, this is happening. Please share the video. Please hit that like. Even if just once. Let's start the season off right. Alert as many as we can. At the same time, let's praise our God. Amen. This is the best part of my channel. If you've never been here before, this is where I praise our Lord every single morning and give all thanks to our God. For all glory does go to Him. Amen. And this morning I'm going to read to y'all Matthew 6. Take heed that ye do not your alms before men, to be seen of them. Otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, Do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, and they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathens do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of, before ye ask him. After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites, of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what withal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Amen. God bless you all today. I hope you all will be safe. Whatever this storm outcome, whoever is going to affect, I pray that you will not be affected. May God bless all of you and your families. Hope you have a very blessed day today. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. Amen. Have a very blessed day today.